hmm, some ruins. It's pirates, but the man I'm looking for isn't with them, as far as I know, and that man is absolutely pointless.
Aye, but where the hell did he mention the stupid cult was supposed to be?
And some ruins.
Does he remember? Oh my god.
Oh my god, Gunner.
God.
And Hauser.
Really, Hauser? Really?
Did you really not think to ask?
He did. He was told. He was...
No, you remember it was a place called Riverguard Keep.
Oh my god.
Yeah. You know a place called Riverguard Keep? Because I don't.
Does Gunner know a place called Riverguard Keep? He came here about 100 years ago, so...
Yeah, Riverguard Keep has been here for more than 100 years, so, you vaguely know it's along the river, as you would expect, somewhere in kind of the southern section of the Sumber Hills, so it's kind of, east-northeast of Red Larch.
Okay, so it's like somewhere between Red Larch and Summit Hall?
Yes, pretty much exactly. Yeah, if you draw a line from Red Larch to Summit Hall, and the point where it crosses the river is just a little bit north of that.
Okay, let me take a second to just write these notes down.
Yeah, sure.
So
you should be able to make notes on the handouts that have maps on.
Larch.
Sorry, I had a bit.
Riverguard Keep. Dwarven Ruins. Hold the Earth Cult. And Fire Cult. Just don't know.
There is a tower nearby.
Question mark period.
Yes, the spire is oh, did I get the direction wrong? I've been saying it's to the north this entire time when it's actually barely to the north. It's actually more like to the east of town.
Okay, east.
So the spire is actually not that far away from town. It's sort of it's about as far away as Lansrock was, but Lansrock was to the southwest and this one's to the east.
Wonderful.
So it's just at the edge of the Sumber Hills, in an area called the Sighing Valley. I've actually given you a handout of the Sighing Valley in your handouts, which
it is. I see the Sighing Valley.
Oh, the lean tower. Look at that.
It's got
caves. Yep, it's got caves. It's got the river. Or not the river actually. This one is a river, but it's not the big river. So yeah, that's where the tower is.
Right. Well, we're deciding where to go. We could either head to that keep, which is a little east of here in the hills. Head to the spire, which I think is somewhere also east, not that part of town. We could head to Belliard, pass on the news about that caravan, or we could just fuck off somewhere. You tell me.
It looks like regardless we're heading sort of towards Sumber Hills.
Yep, no matter what direction we pick, we are headed that way. Question is how far.
Alright.
I can't say Belliard's the longest journey over, so if we head there and then head back, we could head to one of the other places afterwards.
That sounds smart.
Alright.
I mean, I think we have as much lead in any of the places, so...
Okay.
Agreement, any strong preferences? Are we headed to Belliard up the road then?
Sure.
Well, that settles it, I guess. 8 to 5 is good enough.
Okay, so you guys are heading towards the, let's see, looking for that. Okay. I feel like there's a thing. Okay. Just a minute. Sure. Alright, so you guys are going to travel out into the Summer Hills. Okay. Right. So, you set off. Are you setting off now? It's currently about midday, or maybe just after.
Seems like a good time, unless anyone has any objections.
We may as well.
Nope.
No point sort of wasting an afternoon, so.
Wonderful.
Alright, so you start striding out into the Summer Hills. So you're kind of heading out, and as you're heading along the road, a farmer waves you over. It's a shepherd. He's tending a field of sheep, and you recognise this man. You've seen him in the tavern in the evenings sometimes, and he wanders over and he goes, "Oh, it's you lot. I've seen you in the tavern. I'm just minding my sheep, and I found something interesting."
Aye.
We do like interesting things.
Well, come on and have a look at this then. I think it'll interest you. I'll need to tell Constable Harbuck about this once I'm over my shift. Come on. He leads you up to a barren hilltop, and there are 4 freshly dug, shallow graves here. The earth scraped out for the holes is piled nearby, although hastily gathered stones cover the graves. The faint smell of death hangs in the air, and several vultures circle overhead.
Oh, wonderful.
That was not what I was expecting when you said interesting.
Oh, well, sorry lass. Lots of things are interesting when you're just minding sheep all day. I mean, it's a damn sight more interesting than these yows. They haven't even started lambing yet.
Somebody's pain in the ass, though it may be somebody's farming all these goddamn fucking sheep.
It's kind of hurting sheep so they don't fall in.
Right, fresh bodies. That's good, I guess.
Aye, some with some right fancy armour and weapons in here. Don't look like any locals I know.
I suppose we should them up?
They're just
Wow.
covered in some rocks.
Right. Gunner's just gonna move the rocks, I guess.
Time to do
Alright.
some. Can I say once the rocks are sort of off, can I sort of investigate? Is it
Yes.
perception or investigate? I'm doing. Can I investigate?
Investigation? Yes, you can. You can investigate.
Excellent. I'm significantly better at investigation.
Yes.
Significantly better at
Wow.
investigation.
Wow.
Okay.
Nice.
So one of the occupants of the grave. Sorry, that music's come on a little loud. There we go. One of the occupants is a male dwarf. He is dressed in artisan robes, like fancy-looking robes that look like somebody who is an artisan who works, like maybe a metal worker or something, would wear. One of them is a female human warrior. She's dressed in a red surcoat with a black... Oh, wait, sorry. I remember this is in the errata. She's wearing a black surcoat with a red axe on it. It looks similar to the axe on the crest on that trade bar that you're carrying. You can see another is a human male warrior, and he's dressed in a black cloak and strange stone-like armour. It's similar to the armour of the prisoner. And the other one is a male human. He's wearing a white robe with black feathers at the shoulders. All of them look like they died from either arrow wounds or crushing blows.
Right, well, I recognize 2 of these.
And also your investigation check was really good. So, in the surrounding area, you find a confused collection of tracks and a few broken arrows, a discarded javelin, and a tattered grey cloak. You have a good view of the surrounding hills from this vantage point. Several miles to the west, you can make out the tiny outline of Red Larch and the thin dark line marking the long road. Perhaps 2 miles to the north, you can see a slender old tower circled by large birds. Nothing else around here. So you're about 2 miles away from the spire at the moment.
Gunner's just gonna collect that javelin.
Wasn't it broken? Well, no, the javelin was discarded. The
No,
arrows
it's a
were broken.
discarded javelin, yeah.
Useful ammo. Should specify the javelins.
Now
Cannot?
Sorry, no, go.
No, I was just I was checking on Ren's moral radar about whether or not she's willing to pick over this robe that looks very fancy and magic-y like on a whim, but I don't know if her heart's in it right now. Yeah. No, she's not in the mood for looting corpses.
I like how that's a mood. I understand, but I like how that's a mood.
Okay. You leave the dirty and smelly robe.
Yeah.
Gunner nuts. Right, well, 2 of these are obvious. One of them is that earth coat, and the other one has the same marking on the robe as Mirabar, so that's probably one of the Caravaneers. I don't think I recognize the other 2 at all, though.
Well, if you
Yeah,
remember,
so-
the Mirabar delegation was a trade delegation of artisans and traders,
Oh, that is true.
and
Yeah.
Mirabar does have a lot of dwarves and things. It was a mixed caravan of dwarves, elves, and humans. So
So that means all
Wait.
3 of them are Caravaneers and 1 of them is the cultist.
No, what makes you think is it called? Oh, yeah, because of the armor. Yeah.
Yeah, the armor. Right, so there's 3 more people, 1 more cultist, it's more of the caravan. Any of us remember how many there were of the caravan at all?
I don't think we ever found out. Just that it was a trade caravan passing through. Don't think we ever got exact numbers.
Suppose we don't have like a manifest or anything, really.
No.
Gunner is too awful to just go rooting through people's corpses. And these aren't bandits, they were just people that, fortunately, except for the cultist, but
The fact that they were buried, I don't know if they were trying to cover their tracks or something, whoever attacked them.
It looks like
This was
they
a
were
rush
hastily
job.
buried.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this was a rush job. And I mean, there was clearly a scuffle. I mean, what was that guy saying about people riding griffins and raiding? Explain.
People riding griffins. Oh, they do that over at that tower in the distance. Yeah, they ride on flying monsters, but they keep to themselves. Never
So they
come
don't
to
fly
the town
over
or
here?
anything. Never seen them fly over here. If they did, I'd wave me stick at them. Don't want them scaring me owls.
Very smart. So how did you find this?
Oh, well, I was just tending to my sheep here, and I smelled the smell, and I thought maybe one of my sheep had keeled over. So I went and had a look, and found, well, I can't say I've
So
ever
you
seen
didn't-
one, but I know
So you
a
didn't
shell
see
of
anybody?
trees.
So you didn't see anybody
No.
burying anything?
No,
Really?
no.
When did your shift start? How long have you been out here?
Oh, that was dawn this morning, sunrise.
Were you here
Right.
yesterday at all?
No, that would have been my wife. But she didn't tell me she'd seen anything funny. Although she might have been in a different part of the hills. I know she prefers the sunnier side of the slope, so maybe she just didn't see it. But you'd think she would have heard a ruckus of a fight with all these arrows around. Might have happened during the night.
Seems likely.
Kate?
Yeah.
If these bodies are already smelling, we can assume they've been here for a little bit. Can I try and see if
Yes.
see if I can try and tell how long they've been here for?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I just found more information. I was actually wrong with what I had him say. He says that there were no graves present on his previous visit, and he found them. Wait, that seems weird that he found them a couple of days ago. Why would he have not told anybody? Let's just say he found them today, because that doesn't make any sense. Why the fuck would you be like, oh look, shallow graves, I'm not going to tell anyone?
We'll leave it for later. Just casually. Slip it into
Yeah.
conversation.
But yeah, it's happened recently. Why are there no guidelines for how long ago they died? Yeah, they've started smelling, and if you had to guess, these bodies are maybe, so they might well be about a week old at this point.
Oh, so they're on the soft side of squishy.
Not
Yeah,
nice.
yes.
Do not recommend eating.
Delicious.
Does it
So the
look like the dwarf? Does it look like anyone's been looted, or does it look like they just kind of got stuff chucked over them?
It looks like anything that was easily lootable has been grabbed off them, because obviously if you think about how long it takes to dig a hole, you may as well, like, you know, if you've got like several people, you might as well just grab some bits out of pockets and things. So it's hard to tell without like going in and checking specifically, but it does look like there are no obvious signs that they're carrying any valuables. None of them have any weapons on them, for example.
I wanted to see if anyone was carrying any identification papers, because if he's a guild artisan, then he'd have some guild papers, and it just means that when we go into a town and go, by the way, your entire caravan died, here's his papers to prove that he's dead, and here's a gold bar, no one's going to turn around and go, well, you obviously jobbed him in, didn't you?
You don't see any. His robes don't have any pockets, and he's not carrying any bags. Clearly anything like that has been taken.
Alright, good to know.
This is strange. If they've been dead nearly a week, but the graves are new, that's odd.
So I suppose that means
Don't
they've
like
been
it.
stashed for a while?
Then why bury them here now? Do they want somebody to find them?
I don't know. Maybe they were
Cover
in
their
danger
tracks.
of being found already.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. No, sorry, I've got the timeline wrong. They can't have been there a week. It doesn't make sense. But then the timeline's really messed up in this campaign.
Time, it turns out, is another one of the elements being fucked up.
Oh God. Don't even. Because the one in the white robe and the one in the stony armor look fairly new. Like, these are like newish bodies. Like, they could easily have died during the night, lining up with the farmer's story of when they were supposed to have died. But the other two, or the other ones, the human warrior and the axe tabard and the dwarf look like they've been dead longer.
Ah, now that is interesting. That implies that maybe... I want to say this out of character. No, let me go back into character. See, that's interesting then. So the dwarf and the lady warrior might have been with that caravan, but these two, one we know is the Earth Cult. They're newer.
Right, well, who's the other one with then?
I don't know. Black feathers, birds, air cult. At this point, I'm really just guessing.
Well, I suppose we'll have to see them to understand that.
Yeah. Well, it looks like
So what-
whoever buried them was at least not a friend to either of them.
This is true. From the way these people have been talking, they don't seem to get on. Like,
Yeah.
everybody seems very snobby about the others.
But why would either kill one of their own?
This is true. Well, we do know there's a water cult as well.
That's true, yes.
They are around this area, a little further on.
Exactly. They all seem really close together for people that don't get on. Like, I personally put a bit more space between me and the people I don't get on with. Personally speaking.
Well...
Unless there's something here. And that's why they're here.
Well, unless we want to go patting through their belongings, we may well think about it on the way up the road.
Fair points. Can we put the stones back?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and Gunner's just gonna shove him back on and give him a layer of dirt just for kindness.
Yeah,
So they're
Ren will
better
help
buried.
in that. Yeah, Ren will help.
Perfect. And just to make it faster, etc. Skoodledoosh.
Okay. Skoodloosh.
The blue.
Mold Earth. Good old Mold Earth. There are no problem in this campaign it cannot solve.
I love how useful it's been. It's weird.
Yeah.
Okay, alright then. So whereabouts on the road are you going to head at this point? Are you going to the Spire, or are you going towards the Riverguard Keep, or towards Belsimer? Not Belsimer, the other big
Belliard.
place.
Belliard.
Belliard.
Makes you keep wanting to say Juilliard on my end, so.
Carry on as planned.
Carry on as
Or
planned,
should we,
I suppose. Unless,
Okay.
Well, we're only going to find more answers, so we may as well.
unless you all feel like cracking heads this early on.
Alright, so where are you going?
To the town, I think.
Alright, so avoiding the Spire for now, you start heading along the road. In the distance, you can see some large birds. And as they fly closer, they get bigger and bigger. Like at first, it's like, oh, that's an eagle or something. But as they get closer, these look like enormous birds, like really big, like bigger than a person birds, and they're drawing close to you. In fact, they're getting dangerously close to you. The large silhouettes loom over you. These appear to be giant vultures, and if you're not mistaken, they seem to have riders on their backs wearing dull blue armor. They're circling around menacingly and looking to intimidate you, and all of a sudden they start to dive in towards attack range. And that is where we're going to end the session for tonight.
Griffins fall. Hopefully everyone doesn't die.
Because
It's the air cultists on their griffins.
I'll just shift you guys over to the new map so you can see the giant vultures.
It's a bird! It's a plane!
Actually, I should move them back a bit to where they were. I just wanted you to be able to see them, obviously.
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
We're
That
all-
is an impressively low collection of intelligence rolls.
What are these mysterious creatures?
Like, Gunner and
Just
Hoser.
impossible to know.
Gunner and
It's
Hoser
like
is
that
excusable for.
meme where, like, the from
Hey.
the anime where he's
That's an
pointing
intelligence
at
save.
a butterfly and going, "Is this a bird?"
That's an intelligence save, not a check.
Oh.
Giant
Now she'll
flying
roll a
turtle.
check and she'll get like a 2.
Let's see some money.
Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Come on. Oh, yes.
This is the best.
I wonder if
We
Morgana
all
can-
know jack shit. We all know jack shit about birds.
I've
We're all-
dragged
we're all
everyone
just, like,
down into
staring
the
up at the sky,
intelligence
just going,
turtle.
That is a strange bug.
That is one ugly bird.
Just intelligence.
These are really weird bees.
Yeah, it's just intelligence.
And a strange shaped cloud.
Violent nature. This is great.
The circle of stupidity is complete.
On one hand, I've never
tells me-
seen this before, ever in my life. I've never seen anything like this before. On the other hand, I can turn into it probably soon.
I don't know what it is, but I shall become it.
Yeah, that's how you know. That's how you learn what they are. You become the thing.
We'll have to bring it down to the ground first before you can become it. Oh my god, well, I guess that's how it ends, with all of us being stupid.
And with that,
Hey guys, they look friendly. They look friendly. Maybe we should just nice.
Insight check the giant vulture.
Oh, my lord.
alright. So, thank you all for watching, and thanks to our players for playing in this. I hope nobody minded that it was a very combat-free episode this time. Lots of investigation going on. Alright, so I think we have a destination in mind now and things. Very exciting. And so I hope you'll all join us next time for more Hecate's Dungeon.
You have
Bye,
a
bye.
good week, everybody.